Welcome back to ABC GH Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the intriguing dynamics between Jason Morgan and Carly Spencer that could potentially blossom into something more romantic as recent events unfold in Port Charles. The potential for romance between Jason and Carly. The question of whether Jason Morgan and Carly Spencer might rekindle their romantic relationship has been subtly emerging in recent episodes. Their deep connection has been highlighted through riveting hospital scenes following Carly's poisoning on March. These emotional moments have showcased the profound bond between these longtime friends, potentially setting the stage for something more. Many fans have observed that Jason has not pursued any serious romantic relationships since his return to Port Charles in early. While he claims to be focusing on being a good father to Danny Morgan, one can't help but wonder if his heart remains attached to Carly in ways neither has fully acknowledged. Their chemistry continues to simmer beneath the surface of their friendship. When Jason returned from his presumed death, both he and Carly verbally agreed they functioned better as friends than lovers. However, their actions and emotional responses to each other's crises suggest their feelings may run deeper than either is willing to admit. The intensity of Jason's concern during Carly's recent medical emergency revealed vulnerabilities that go beyond mere friendship. Sonny Corinthos, the eternal obstacle. The shadow of Sonny Corinthos has long loomed over any potential romance between Jason and Carly. It's been widely understood that as long as Sonny remains in the picture, Jason and Carly would maintain their friendship boundaries. This unspoken rule has governed their relationship for years, creating a complex emotional triangle that neither has fully escaped. Historically, Jason and Carly only allowed themselves to explore romantic feelings when they believed Sonny had died. Their previous romantic entanglement occurred during Sonny's amnesia-induced stay in Nixon Falls, when both thought he was gone forever. When Sonny returned very much alive, their romance quickly dissolved, though the underlying affection remained evident to viewers. The complicated history between this trio continues to influence their current dynamics. Jason's loyalty to Sonny has often superseded his personal desires, creating a perpetual state of emotional limbo with Carly. Yet recent events may be shifting this delicate balance, potentially opening new possibilities. Jack Brennan, ulterior motives revealed. The introduction of Jack Brennan into Carly's life has added another layer of complexity to the situation. While Brennan professes to love Carly now, mounting evidence suggests he initially approached her with ulterior motives. Jason has consistently warned Carly about Brennan, concerns that were tragically validated when she ended up poisoned and fighting for her life. Particularly troubling is the implication that Brennan may have used his relationship with Carly to gain access to her daughter, Josslyn Jax. With Josslyn currently training to become a WSB agent, speculation grows that Brennan's true objective was recruiting Joss for the Bureau, using Carly merely as a means to this end. Though Brennan claims Carly now owns his heart, the foundation of their relationship appears built on deception. This revelation could prove devastating for Carly when she discovers the path Brennan has set her daughter on. The betrayal may cause her to reevaluate not only her relationship with Brennan, but also the warnings Jason has consistently provided, warnings she repeatedly dismissed. Jason's vindication and its implications. As events unfold, Jason's persistent concerns about Brennan appear increasingly justified. When Carly finally recognizes the truth of Jason's warnings, this vindication could significantly alter their relationship dynamics. The realization that Jason was right all along might create a new appreciation for his protective instincts and unwavering loyalty. This moment of clarity could serve as a catalyst, reigniting dormant feelings between them. Carly's disillusionment with Brennan might naturally push her toward the stability and honesty Jason has always represented. Their shared history of weathering crises together provides a solid foundation for emotional connection. The drama and conflict surrounding Brennan's deception might ultimately forge a stronger bond between Jason and Carly, potentially transforming their friendship into something more romantic. Their mutual support through this challenging time could reveal feelings both have attempted to suppress for years, fan reactions, and future possibilities. The possibility of a Jason-Carly romance has generated significant discussion among General Hospital viewers. Many longtime fans remember their previous romantic connection and have continued to notice the undeniable chemistry between them. The slow-burn approach to their potential relationship has kept audiences engaged and speculating about future developments. The writers appear to be carefully laying groundwork for a possible romantic reunion, using current conflicts to highlight the strength of their connection. By positioning Jason as Carly's steadfast protector against Brennan's manipulation, the narrative creates natural opportunities for emotional intimacy between them. As General Hospital continues to explore these complex relationships, viewers remain divided on whether Jason and Carly should transition from friends to lovers. However, the current storyline seems deliberately designed to test the boundaries of their relationship, potentially leading to a significant shift in their dynamic in coming episodes. Would you like to see Jason and Carly finally embrace the romantic potential that has simmered between them for years? Or do you believe they truly are better as friends? The coming weeks may provide answers as Carly confronts the truth about Brennan and turns to Jason for support in the aftermath. Next, we will learn about the fascinating development regarding Josslyn Jax's mysterious WSB training and the shocking mission that may await her in Port Charles. Is Jerry Jax the target of Josslyn's secret WSB mission? The whispers throughout Port Charles have been growing louder with each passing day. Could the notorious Jerry Jax be making his dramatic return to the canvas? Several compelling clues have emerged recently that strongly suggest this villain's imminent reappearance. Most notably, the suspicious explosion at Sonny Corinthos' penthouse bears all the hallmarks of Jerry's calculated style of terrorism. The incident, which left several residents shaken but miraculously unharmed, has investigators puzzled over its execution, a complexity that few besides Jerry could orchestrate with such precision. Even more telling was Carly Spencer's recent polonium poisoning incident, a method that has become something of a signature for Jerry Jax in the past. Longtime viewers will recall his previous use of this rare radioactive element during the water contamination crisis that nearly devastated Port Charles years ago. The reappearance of this specific toxin can hardly be coincidental, and many intelligence analysts within the show's universe have already connected these dots. If Jerry is indeed orchestrating these events from the shadows, his return would represent a significant threat to everyone in Port Charles. His history of orchestrating elaborate schemes, hostage situations, and acts of bioterrorism has established him as one of the most dangerous adversaries in General Hospital history. His familial connection to Josslyn adds another layer of complexity to this developing storyline, the perfect foundation for a high-stakes confrontation between uncle and niece. The brilliant WSB strategy involving Josslyn. The WSB's apparent strategy to deploy Josslyn against her uncle Jerry represents a masterful psychological operation. Jerry, for all his cunning and paranoia, would likely never suspect his own niece of working against him. This blind spot in his otherwise impenetrable defenses creates the perfect opportunity for intelligence gathering. The emotional connection between them provides Josslyn with unique access that no other agent could hope to achieve. When Josslyn eventually returns to Port Charles from what her family believes is an extended trip to Easter Island, her timing will likely coincide perfectly with Jerry's reemergence. This synchronized arrival would allow her to naturally integrate herself into whatever scheme her uncle is orchestrating. While friends and family might question the coincidental timing, Jerry would likely interpret it as fortunate happenstance, an opportunity to perhaps manipulate his niece for his own purposes, unaware that she's been specifically trained to counter his methods. The WSB's plan demonstrates remarkable foresight. By recruiting and training Josslyn well in advance of Jerry's return, they've ensured she'll be prepared for the confrontation. Her family connections provide perfect cover for her activities, while her youth and perceived inexperience would lead Jerry to underestimate her capabilities. It's a chess move of exceptional strategic value in the ongoing cat-and-mouse game between the WSB and international criminals like Jerry Jax. Josslyn's reaction to her true mission. When Brennan finally reveals the true nature of her assignment, Josslyn will undoubtedly experience a profound emotional reaction. The revelation that she's been specifically recruited and trained to take down her own uncle would represent a shocking twist in her already complicated family dynamics. Her initial response might include disbelief, confusion, and perhaps even a sense of betrayal that this information was withheld during her training. However, given Josslyn's strong moral compass and her awareness of Jerry's extensive criminal history, she would likely overcome her initial hesitation. Her commitment to justice, combined with her personal knowledge of the harm Jerry has caused to countless innocent people, including members of her own family, would ultimately strengthen her resolve to complete the mission. This internal conflict would add compelling psychological depth to her character development. The moment of revelation would mark a significant turning point in Josslyn's life, transforming her from a college student with normal young adult concerns into a covert operative tasked with neutralizing one of Port Charles' most dangerous threats. This transition would test not only her newly acquired skills, but also her emotional fortitude and ethical boundaries. How far would she be willing to go to stop her uncle? Would she maintain her cover even when it meant deceiving those closest to her? These questions would drive much of the dramatic tension in the unfolding storyline. Brennan's intense monitoring of Josslyn's training. Jack Brennan's extraordinary interest in Josslyn's WSB training extends far beyond standard supervisory oversight. His demand for hourly updates from Vaughn reveals an almost obsessive investment in her progress. During tense phone conversations conducted in shadowy corners of Port Charles establishments, Brennan has repeatedly pressed for detailed assessments of her performance, psychological resilience, and adaptability under pressure. This micromanagement suggests that the stakes of her mission are exceptionally high, perhaps even personal for Brennan himself. Sources within the WSB training facility report that Brennan has installed additional surveillance measures beyond the standard protocols. Multiple cameras monitor Josslyn's training exercises, with the footage being transmitted directly to Brennan's secure devices. He reportedly spends hours analyzing her technique, decision-making processes, and emotional responses to various simulated scenarios. This level of scrutiny is unprecedented for a new recruit, raising questions about Brennan's true motivations. Brennan's proximity to Port Charles during this training period further underscores the urgency of the operation. Rather than overseeing operations from WSB headquarters, he has established a temporary command center within driving distance of both the training facility and Port Charles. This strategic positioning allows him to maintain his cover relationship with Carly, while simultaneously monitoring Josslyn's development and gathering intelligence on Jerry Jax's potential movements. The geographical triangle he's created enables him to respond rapidly to developments on any front of this multifaceted operation. The specialized nature of Josslyn's WSB training. The training regimen designed for Josslyn Jax stands in stark contrast to standard WSB protocols. While most roosts undergo generalized training in espionage, combat, and intelligence gathering, Josslyn's curriculum has been tailored with remarkable specificity. Vaughn has implemented specialized modules focused on psychological manipulation, familial infiltration techniques, and countering the exact methodologies historically employed by Jerry Jax. Training simulations have reportedly included detailed recreations of Jerry's past operations, with Josslyn being tasked with identifying vulnerabilities and developing countermeasures. These exercises have grown progressively more complex, evolving from theoretical scenarios to full immersive simulations involving professional actors portraying key figures from Port Charles, including a Jerry Jax impersonator whose mannerisms and speech patterns have been meticulously crafted to match the real target. Particularly noteworthy has been the emphasis on emotional detachment training. Recognizing the unique challenges of deploying an agent against her own blood relative, Vaughn has incorporated intensive psychological conditioning designed to help Josslyn compartmentalize her personal feelings while maintaining the appearance of normal familial affection. This aspect of her training has reportedly been the most challenging, with Vaughn pushing her to her emotional limits to ensure she can maintain her cover under the most stressful circumstances imaginable. Vaughn's rigorous approach to preparing Josslyn. Agent Vaughn's training methodology with Josslyn has raised eyebrows even among seasoned WSB personnel. Known throughout the agency for his uncompromising standards, Vaughn has pushed Josslyn beyond conventional limits, employing psychological pressure tactics that border on controversial. During pre-dawn training sessions, he frequently creates scenarios designed to trigger emotional responses, then criticizes her harshly when she displays any sign of vulnerability or hesitation. "Your uncle wouldn't hesitate to exploit your weaknesses," Vaughn reportedly told her during a particularly grueling simulation. "So neither will I." This tough love approach has included sleep deprivation exercises, unexpected combat drills at all hours, and simulated interrogations where Josslyn must maintain her cover story even under duress. While some within the agency have questioned the ethics of subjecting a young recruit to such intense pressure, Brennan has consistently defended Vaughn's methods as necessary given the high-stakes nature of the impending mission. Despite the rigorous demands, Josslyn has demonstrated remarkable resilience. According to internal assessments, she has exceeded performance expectations in several key areas, particularly in adaptive thinking and maintaining composure under pressure. Her natural intelligence, combined with her first-hand knowledge of Jerry Jax's personality and history, has enabled her to anticipate potential scenarios with uncanny accuracy. Vaughn, though sparing with praise, has privately acknowledged to Brennan that Josslyn possesses rare potential, high praise indeed from an instructor known for his stringent standards. The imminent completion of Josslyn's training. As Josslyn approaches the final phase of her intensive training program, the atmosphere at the secret WSB facility has grown increasingly charged with anticipation. According to well-placed sources, she is expected to complete her preparation within the next 2 to 3 weeks, coinciding with intelligence reports suggesting Jerry Jax's operations in Port Charles are accelerating. This timing appears far from coincidental, suggesting the WSB has been monitoring Jerry's movements for months and calibrated Josslyn's training schedule accordingly. The culmination of her training will likely feature a comprehensive evaluation designed to test all aspects of her preparation simultaneously. This assessment would include a multi-day simulation incorporating elements of surveillance, combat, intelligence gathering, and maintaining cover under extreme pressure. Success in this final test would trigger Vaughn's official recommendation to Brennan that Josslyn is field ready. The moment when Brennan finally reveals the true nature of her mission promises to be dramatically powerful. Picture the scene. After congratulating her on completing her training, Brennan would likely guide Josslyn to a secure briefing room where, with solemn gravity, he would activate a display revealing surveillance photos, intelligence reports, and the unmistakable image of her Uncle Jerry. The revelation would represent not just a mission briefing, but a profound moment of truth that would forever alter Josslyn's understanding of her family, her future, and her place in the complex world of international espionage. Why Josslyn was selected for this critical mission. The selection of Josslyn Jax for this highly sensitive operation was no arbitrary decision. Brennan identified her as the ideal candidate through careful analysis of multiple factors that make her uniquely qualified for this specific mission. Beyond the obvious advantage of her familial connection to Jerry, Josslyn possesses several attributes that the WSB considers invaluable for this operation. Her psychological profile reveals a remarkable combination of empathy and analytical thinking. She can understand her uncle's motivations while maintaining the emotional distance necessary to counter his schemes. Her academic background at PCU has equipped her with research skills and critical thinking abilities that complement her natural intelligence. Perhaps most importantly, her moral clarity and sense of justice provide strong psychological armor against Jerry's manipulative tactics. Additionally, Josslyn's extensive connections throughout Port Charles society provide her with multiple sources of information and potential allies. As the daughter of Carly Spencer and Jasper Jax, she moves easily between different social circles, from the legitimate business world to the edges of Port Charles' more shadowy elements. This network, combined with her perceived innocence, creates the perfect cover for gathering intelligence on Jerry's activities without arousing suspicion. When the full scope of why she was selected is eventually revealed to her, Josslyn will understand that far from being a random recruit, she represents the culmination of careful strategic planning by Brennan and the WSB, a realization that will both empower her and burden her with the weight of responsibility that comes with being the organization's best hope against a dangerous adversary who happens to share her blood. What do you think, dear viewers? Has the WSB made the right choice in recruiting Josslyn for this dangerous mission against her own uncle? Will her training prove sufficient when faced with the manipulative brilliance of Jerry Jax? And most importantly, how will this secret mission transform Josslyn's relationships with everyone else in Port Charles? Share your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more breaking General Hospital spoilers and analysis.